Alright, this is what video take number whatever. So last week I posted a video. I kept getting distracted by the Capitol Hill store. Last week was riots in the Capitol. Condemning that because apparently the Australian Prime Minister is actually encouraging it, which actually goes against his oath of Prime Ministership, because a number of world leaders have condemned that action. Via Mr. Trump. Not to mention everything else that has been going on. I found Rudy Giuliani's deleted tweets. And I don't mean his deleted tweets. New York State Bar Association looks to remove Rudy Giuliani as a member of their constituent and as a lawyer. Also money that it would seek to remove President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, as a member based on a bylaw that prohibits members from encouraging the overthrow of U.S. government. The New York State Bar Association is a voluntary organization. Removal would not affect Giuliani's ability to practice law. The association said in a statement that it has received hundreds of complaints about Giuliani's efforts to challenge the 2020 presidential election results. Giuliani will have a chance to defend and explain his action prior to his removal, though his actions will actually be stated by himself. Yeah. So Wednesday, 6th U.S. time, Donald Trump held a rally. Donald Trump Jr. was there. Rudy Giuliani was there. All three of them incited violence. Five people died that day. One of them was a Capitol Hill police officer. Condolences to his family and friends and loved ones and those who actually knew him from previous work. I'm actually condemning the rioters. No, actually, I'm labeling them as what they are. They're domestic terrorists. One person actually went through the riot with his mum, of all things. Ooh. Those in the US who actually want to make 50 grand, FBI is seeking information on suspected pipe bombs in Washington, D.C. So anyone who actually knows the person, and I will actually link it in the description below, if you know the person, give that information to the FBI and you could be given 50K. Straight up. I'm not going to read the description, and I'm not going to download the poster because you can download if you live in Washington DC. If you know the person, or if you're outside Washington DC and you know the person, they actually transported the stuff in by a different state and such, you can actually help the FBI, because that's what the FBI is seeking. Man suspected placing pipe bombs outside Republican Democratic Party headquarters buildings near the Capitol. So, yeah, that's the suspected pipe bombs in Washington, D.C. Because I am condemning that action, the action of that person. Ew. Okay, there's Most Wanted as well. Yeah. Oh. Oh dear. I see the FBI Terrorism Information Board hasn't actually put up all those who were actually at Capitol Hill. But there is a section for the Capitol violence. The FBI is seeking information that will assist in identifying individuals who were actively instigating violence in Washington, D.C. The FBI is accepting tips and digital media depicting rioting and violence in the U.S. Capitol building and surrounding area in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. Ooh. So, oh, there is a lot. Related cases, violence at the United States Capitol. Wow. I think I may have a little thing to do after this video. I'll keep that to myself. Intimidating a law enforcement official can be seen as violent behavior, because I've actually can watch this video and it's depicting one person who actually tried to assault, one person who actually tried to intimidate a black man, Capitol Hill law enforcement black man, and a number of Capitol Hill officers are seen pulling, oh my god, those who are actually helping the rioters have actually been suspended, and investigation is actually being looked into those individuals, because they had one job. One fucking job. One job. One fucking job, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. Here's a blow to Donald Trump's ego. NFL legend declines presidential Medal of Freedom from Donald Trump because he probably didn't want it. Let's see. One of the sports personalities Donald Trump admires the most has turned down the Americans' highest civilian honor in protest of U.S. Capitol riots. New England Patriots coach Bill Belichick, who has won the Super Bowl 6 times, was offered the President Medal of Freedom yesterday, but Belichick announced today that he was turning it down, so he should. Defiance of the riots. Recently, I was offered the opportunity to receive the President Medal of Freedom, which I was flattered by out of respect for what the honor represents and in relation to prior recipients. So certainly the tragic events of last week occurred, and the decision has been made not to move forward with the award. He goes, above all, I am an American citizen with great reverence for our nation's values, freedom, democracy. His rejection of the honor comes as politicians from Belloc State, Massachusetts, called for him to tone it down. Oh, and kneeling can actually be seen as a sign of respect to those who have lost their lives and such. Even during the national anthem, kneeling can be seen as being respectful. Because they may have had family members that fought in both World War I and World War II. They may have survivors from both those world wars, I should say. So kneeling is a sign of respect to what was lost, to protect what they have. So, I'm actually reading, there was, 13 of Mr. Trump's 24 medals of freedom have been given to sports personalities. With the option of, with him saying, after the cameras and such, either vote for me or I take it away. Or I disenfranchise you or something. I have no idea. Yeah. Here we go. This is a day ago. FBI warns of plans for nationwide armed protests. If people actually want to do armed protests, hey, congratulations, you're being labeled as domestic terrorists and you're actually being fired at the same time from your job. What's this? New York Bar Association seeks really on a ban over combat remarks. Yep. There is talk that Mr. Giuliani, after being removed from the New York State Bar Association, he could actually lose his lawyer license fully. So, what else do I have here? The tweets from Rudy Giuliani, you can actually access these. Giuliani self-owns with a question after Donald Trump's Twitter ban. People saying he's fine, lives on a farm now, they gets to run and play all day. He'll miss you, but he's very happy there. Yeah, I actually agree with that person. Donald Trump can be on a farm, his own farm, and just be there. What happened to another person replying to Rudy Giuliani? What happened to Rudy? That was the 9th. Rudy Giuliani can't post nothing. You can't even delete anything, really. Well, it began when Trump lied about the size of his inauguration day for some reason. Someone posted something from Borat's movie. Bro, he's in there somewhere, keep checking. Sometimes a platform and a user just can't be together, but it's not your fault who wants to get ice cream. I want to get ice cream. I would love some ice cream. America's been asking the same question for 4 years. The world's been asking that same fucking question for 4 years. Like, seriously, where the hell was the President of the United States? Oh yeah, that's right. Making false claims, doing, what, year-long tour and such, and everything else, and not being a president. who actually wants to only golf 24/7, believe it or not. And Donald Trump has actually, Donald Trump golf. Break up. There's a fact check here for Donald Trump's golf. The claim: Trump's golf trips have cost the American taxpayer $141 million. Blow that out to about $200 million. Oh. Oh. Well, Trump's job approval plummets after the mob attack. Trump says pre-write remarks appropriate as House President impeach. Nope. You can virtually go to ustoday.com/news and you can virtually see everything. The reason, if you're wondering why the reason I said blow it out to 200 mil, because it's probably that and more. Because, let's face it, Donald Trump's been going to his personal golf course for the last 4 fucking years. PGA Tour has actually dealt a blow to Donald Trump. They're not going to be using his golf courses anymore after what happened with the riots. Ouch, there goes that money. The residents that are near his golf courses and such, they don't want him back. They don't want him. Even Scotland doesn't want him. Where he was going to live, they don't want him there at all. President Donald Trump donates his salary, but he still makes money. So, let's just have a look. See, Donald Trump works for no money. As President Donald Trump receives criticism for how he has handled the coronavirus pandemic. His base of taking social media to show their support. One topic that comes up is that Trump works for no money, donates the entirety of his presidential salary, yet he is actually making money from his businesses still, which is a blatant disrespect for the law, as no president is actually allowed to still own their own business. Let's have a look at Donald Trump's net worth. Dropped 600 million in a year to 2.5 billion. Trump's net worth drops $1 billion, so there's 1.6 billion gone. Donald Trump's real net worth is less than $2 billion. Yeah. Donald Trump's $750 tax payment, even more scandalous. So, let's say Donald Trump is still using his hotels and such to rake in money from fundraising and everything else, so there's that. The riots on Capitol Hill, there's condemning them. The 147 Republican lawmakers that still objected to the election results after the Capitol attack have actually violated their oath of office, because it is to actually ensnare traitors, and that's what those 147 are. They're traitors to their office, they're traitors to the American Constitution and the American people. I'm not going to name them, but there's a whole lot, and I'm not going to read. Because what's the point of reading all those names for? When in truth, they know who they are, they know what they've done, and their constituents know what they've done, and they're going to be sorting to be removed. Melania Trump breaks silence on Capitol riot, hits back at critics. She did nothing. She virtually just sat back and did nothing. She just continued a photo op for a book for coffee tables. That was it. That was virtually it. China and Russia delighted by U.S. Capitol riots. Trump supporters encountered protesters clashing in San Diego. And there's a possible coronavirus exposure for politicians that were sheltering during the Capitol riot. Emotional farewell for police officer killed in Capitol riots. Can we just pay respects to that man? To that Capitol Hill police officer. Along with condolences to his family, friends, loved ones, his work colleagues, and those who actually worked with him before he became a Capitol Hill police officer. Because police officers are meant to have respect, especially if they are protecting a national monument. So you're probably wondering, why are we talking about this? Well, riot at Capitol Hill actually crystallizes the fact that Donald Trump has not been a president. He has not led a nation, he's not led a country, he's not led nothing for 4 years. Oh, there was also a woman arrested at a riot as well. Daughter of a woman arrested in the U.S. riot. Let me just pull that up. She actually speaks. Daughter of woman arrested in riot at U.S. Capitol building speaks out. Wednesday night. I'm not going to say the name for obvious reasons. The daughter of the woman told her youngest son, the youngest son asked what's going on with his nana. They tried to explain to him in a way that a 7-year-old can understand that she now has to go to a big person's timeout because she didn't listen to a police officer. According to her, she watched her mother get arrested by US Capitol Police on a live feed Wednesday night. She describes her mother as an earnest supporter of President Donald Trump. She's facing charges for trespassing on Capitol grounds and violating curfew in Washington Wednesday night. You can actually go to the visitor center. Just, you can't exactly walk onto a few of the grounds and such. You can go to the visitor center and get a tour. Her daughter tells News 4 Tusson's Eric Flynn she knew her mother was planning on being in DC to protest the Electoral College certification, but she didn't know her mum. Her mum said her mum promised she would not leave her hotel room. Ow! Yee! Wow, she actually goes off her mother. She's ashamed of her actions. She doesn't respect herself. She resents me, my sister, my brother, all of us. Yeah. I think the daughter of the woman just told her mum to is a massive screw. And you have a whole lot to make up for this mess. Well, I have some news for her. If she wants to know how to process this, go by the timeline of the events. And then you can be angry at your mum for what she's done and for breaking the promise of staying in her hotel room and not leave, when she in fact did break that promise and went down to the riot. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to keep this an hour long or such, as most of my other videos on this I've been trying to actually have been. But condemning these riots and insurrections is actually a step forward, because one man had his business idea. This is how stupid one person is. One person from one company. I'm gonna I'm gonna try and find the photo, because the U.S. Army also has to look at who and such. But see this man here? He had his he had his work ID on him. Like, how stupid can you be? Having your work ID on you, showing... Like, how stupid? What's his IQ now? 45 or something? And get this, he was actually fired from his job on the same day. I mean, come on. My IQ is 160.9. I'm doing YouTube videos as a hobby. I'm laughing at some guy's stupidity because it's funny. And that just Like, I mean, come on. Just... oh, I mean, come on. Is it that hard to actually not wear your work ID to a riot and then get busted by the same company the same day that you're actually supposed to be working? With the company going, nope, you're fired, we're blacklisting you. You're not gonna have a job in this sector again. I mean, I find that funny because of his stupidity. And I literally do. I find that funny because of his stupidity. A US lawmaker was charged with entering. Just gonna... yeah. Charged with entering restricted capital area during riot, resigns. Yeah, resigns, and he virtually had to hand in his lawyer's license and such. Oh man, I can't get over that. Oh, I can't get over the stupidity. Of that. I just can't get over the stupidity of it. Ooh. President Trump's business allies start to distance themselves from him after Capitol Hill riot. Ooh. I'm definitely putting this down below for you guys to actually read. Because, yeah. After Wednesday, who the hell is left? The person said the protest left at least 4 people dead and 50 police officers injured. Yeah. These people claim to be named out of fear of retribution. Gee, I wonder why. Considering one woman who's been labelled by the internet as a Karen, saying, I was amazed, this is a revolution. No, you're an insurrectionist, congratulations, you're just being labelled as domestic terrorist. Like, seriously. She literally gave her name to... there was a woman trampled. Yep. Wild theory. Yeah, here we go. Bizarre theory about item wrapped in towel of viral video supporter. A bizarre theory has emerged suggesting there was something other than mace that caused the redness in the eyes of a Trump supporter that stormed the US Capitol. Elizabeth Cruz from Tennessee featured in a viral video from Yahoo News. Yes, the same woman that has been labeled by the internet as a Karen. Who spoke with a 31-year-old as she was leaving the Capitol. Ms. Cruz choked back tears while telling Walker she was maced by a police officer while trying to gain entry to the building. I made it like a foot inside, they pushed me out, and they maced me, she recalled. She was asked why she wanted to enter the Capitol where Congress was being certified Joe Biden's election victory over Donald Trump. Because we're storming the Capitol, it's a revolution. No, it's an insurrection, you stupid ass bitch. Like, seriously. After footage of her reaction was uploaded to Twitter, attention was drawn to a particular item she was carrying in her hand, wrapped in a towel. That's an onion. Many couldn't help but notice the pale yellow circular object had a strange likeness likeness to an onion and speculated if she had been inducing her eyed redness on purpose. Ooh. If that is true, that is false and misleading claim in a police report. Why is she rubbing an onion in her eye? Is this an American condition or something? Someone replied to a tweet. She's got an onion in a towel and she's rubbing it in her eye. Are you sure she was sprayed? In other words, someone else said, why is she holding an onion in that towel and rubbing it in her eye? Woman responded to the post claiming to be a relative mistrust and that she had heard the item was instead a piece of ice, not an onion. Tracy says she is Elizabeth's relative and that they claim it is ice she's holding. But where the hell has she obtained ice from during Rose's insurrection? Walker wrote a reply. Sorry, but that's pretty fucking onion-coloured piece of ice. He added in a zoomed-in image. Yeah. Yeah, that is onion. That's not ice. If it was ice, it would be melting. That towel would be wet. From where she was holding it. That towel would be wet. Sorry, but that is grossly falsifying a story just to be on TV. As claim chimed in backing up the onion theory, reporting that some pressers believe onions help the eyes after you've had pepper sprayed or being pepper sprayed or mace or whatever. The idea is that the onion protects against the pepper spray. They honestly tell each other that. Another said, the method seemed to have been adapted elsewhere with Pakistan pressers. The story using onion among a multitude of other defenses to protect themselves from tear gas. Still, the question of where one would attain an onion in the midst of a chaotic right remains. Pre-chopped? Pre-brought? Yeah. Pre-brought onion, chopped, put in a bag, or wrapped in towel. And then used. There. Ding. Put a pin in it, we debunked it, and we can actually label this person a complete and utter Karen, and for actually making a falsifying report. Ouch. Which actually... Ooh. Making a false statement. Handcuffed. That's yeah. That's yeah, that's a dangerous situation there, miss. Hey, Missy, did you actually look up how many years for making a false police statement? In Australia, the Victorian offence of perjury is a serious offence and carries a maximum penalty of 15 years imprisonment. Okay. Let's just double check here. Yes, was the false claim act in 1860. Blah blah blah. Oh, she actually wrote subsection 18 USC subsection 1001A, which states a expert as otherwise provided, except as otherwise provided in this section. However, in many manner of this position of the executive, legislative, or judicial branch of the government of the United States, knowingly and willfully falsifying, concealed, or cover-ups by any trick, scheme, or device. Number 2, makes a materially false, false, and fraudulent statement or representation, or 3, makes or use any false writing or document knowing the same to contain any materially false, false, or fraudulent statements or entry, shall be fined under this title, imprisoned no more than 5 years, or if the offence involves international or domestic terrorism, Oh! Domestic terrorism is defined in Section 2331, imprison not more than 8 years or both. So there could be a 13-year jail term. Just for all of them, really. I mean, Donald Trump Jr., Julie Giuliani could actually be facing jail time for 13 years. Ouch. The rioters could be facing 8 years imprisonment for domestic terrorism. Those who actually killed a police officer could be facing life imprisonment. Ouch. Yeah. So, in closing, we are condemning the riots that were held last week, condemning the armed riots that are planned, labeling those who were at the riot of Capitol Hill and going to be at the nationwide planned riots as domestic terrorists, because that's what they are. Virtually, quite frankly, that's what they are. Making false claims about the election and such being fraudulent and such. Well, that's Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, her husband's dad, Rudy Giuliani, his whole entire team that he picked. Inciting violence, inciting insurrection. Well, that's mainly Donald Trump Jr. and Rudy Giuliani. Condemning the Australian Prime Minister for not condemning the riots. Agreeing with other world leaders that these riots need to be condemned. Not agreeing that China and Russia are profiting from this, because that's what they are doing. Condemning Donald Trump's leadership for the past 4 years, well, / 6 years if you include 2015 and 2016, where he was actually still a businessman / president running at the time. Condemning Donald Trump's help from Russia, which wasn't a joke. Yeah, that was not a joke. Condemning virtually every one of those people that are at the riots to hell. Helping debunk a theory of, oh, it looks like ice. No, it's not. It's actually an onion that was actually pre-bought, chopped, thrown into a towel. Pre-bought onion from grocery store in the morning. They actually open at about, 7? So everyone could have just rushed out, brought an onion, chopped it in half, wrapped it in a towel. There's the thing. Just supermarkets were open, or they could have brought it at a local farm on the way in to Washington DC. I mean, you can virtually use what all the FBI has to do is just ask for guest registers at hotels and such, and you virtually get their names. You've virtually got all the names of the rioters right there at all the hotels, even the motels and such. Security footage and everything else can be used to identify all the rioters, even those that are going to be attending the armed riots nationwide, which, like I said, condemning because they are actually insurrectionists and domestic terrorists. Anything else we're missing here? Nope. I think we covered everything. All links will be in the description below. Rudy Giuliani can't actually delete anything from his Twitter feed. He's being blocked from posting and deleting. Whoopsie! Pending investigation. That is. Pending investigation. Oh, and while we're at it in closing, Reddit, Twitch, Shopify, Twitter, Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Apple, Discord, Pinterest, Amazon, AWS, Stripey, OKTA, TWILIO have all suspended Donald Trump indefinitely. Shopify has removed 2 of Donald Trump's stores, one for his organization and one for the campaign. Stripey has actually is no longer processing payments for President Trump's campaign, which continued to fundraise. Yeah, anyone who actually is paying by Stripey, you're actually getting that money back, so don't even bother, because you will actually be found out and charged for actually aiding and abetting a domestic terrorist. Whoops. Shouldn't have said that out loud. Bad luck. Sorry. So sad. We actually helped... Yeah, I did actually say we actually helped one person who could actually go through the timeline. Just make sure no one is at home. Go through the whole timeline of events. And then you can be mad at your own mother for breaking her promise of actually staying inside the hotel room. And not leaving that said hotel room. Anything else? No? Good. See you next video. Where, I will dig a little deeper into a few things. Oh, and if you want to read everything, the links are in the description down below. Have fun. Oh, and enjoy wherever you are. Be safe around others, wear a mask. I actually have my mask in my shoulder bag from a Fast and Furious Royal Melbourne show bag that I actually got, probably 2-3 years ago. And that actually goes with me when I go shopping, or if I'm going down to my local service station or cheesecake shop. Ooh, I might go down there. Might go down there for some dessert for tonight. Anything else I'm missing? Missing anything else? No, not really. I'm not missing anything else. I'm not doing anything. This video isn't to incite violence. This video is for condemning it. I would actually like to go to Capitol Hill. Not during the inauguration, like after. Like, just get a tour of it. Tour of the Capitol Hill and such. Because I think those are free. I think those are free tours. Book a tour for your representative. Well, Australia has no representative, so I have to actually go through online. I would virtually have to make I would virtually have to book a tour online. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So I'm looking at sign up. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's actually fine. I mean, okay. You go and make a tour. You go make an account and such to actually do a tour. Tour includes visiting the crypt. Give me a look. Give me a little look-see at this. Which is the crypt's 40 columns of brown stone surrounded by brown sandstone arches support the floor of the rotunda. The star and the center of the floor detonates the points from which the streets in Washington are laid out and numbered. Located in the crypt are 13 statues from the National Secretary Hall collection, representing the 13 original colonies and the Magna Carta replica and display. Ooh. I actually want to see that now. I actually want to see that. No, a tomb area was built for the remains of George Washington beneath the crypt, but his will specified he wished to be buried at his home at Mount Vernon, and his descendants honoured his wish. Oh, there's a... Ooh. Capital subway system? Oh, I would love to see that. I would love to actually travel on that too. Oh, it's just... The Capitol Hill is just pure historical. And such. You got the Rotunda, National Security Hall, Senate and House galleries. There is actually a visitor sector for them, but they require a different pass. Yeah. Okay, just gonna have a look at prohibited items. Liquid including water. Food or beverages of any kind, including fruit and unopened packaged food. Aerosol containers, no aerosol spray present for medical needs are permitted. Any pointed object, knitting needles and letter openers, pens and pencils are permitted. Well, pens and pencils are permitted because they're writing tools. Any bag larger than 18-inch wide, 14-inch high, and 8.5-inch deep. Electric stun guns, which are weapons or devices, guns, replica guns, ammunition, and fireworks. Knives of any size, mace and pepper spray, razors and box cutters. Only in the store. Only store employees are allowed to use those. The following restrictions apply only when visiting the House and Senate galleries. Battery-operated electronic devices, medical devices are permitted. Cameras aren't, cans and bottles aren't, creams and lotions or perfume aren't, packages, briefcases, backpacks, or suitcases aren't, strollers aren't, video recorders of any type or any type of recording device isn't. Okay, that's fine. Yep, that is entirely fine. So, yeah. In closing, that's my goal for hopefully next year. No, I do mean hopefully next year. Yep. Oh, please do not touch art objects, including sculptures, statues, wall. Oh dear. Number of people who actually stood on statues and got their photo taken. Yeah. Those are do not touch items at all. So, yeah. That's going to be interesting, right along with the Capitol Rotunda. So anyway, ending here. A visit to Capitol Hill, hopefully next year, is the goal for me. Along with a spot of shopping. Ooh. Okay. There's some exhibitions, there's educational. No, I don't need a translator. So, yeah. Nice little goal I just set myself for next year. So, hopefully, and I do mean hopefully, Yeah, that was a car with the worst brakes I've heard. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like I said, have a good day wherever you are. Keep safe. Enjoy yourself. And don't do anything I wouldn't do. Which would be virtually everything. Okay, I'm gonna have to have a look at that message. Because, let's just say it's a little bit of privacy on my part. Anyway, see you next.